Happy Thursday. So today we are going to continue with this class we started on Tuesday. If you did not watch that class, it's okay. We're going to build upon the skills that we learned there. We'll do some seated, some standing. Because we're going to be transitioning from seated to, I really want you to pay attention today that the area that you're using to do your yoga is very safe, that when you stand up and sit down that you don't slip. You could be barefooted, have your shoes on, I have some socks on because it's kind of chilly where I'm at, but whatever you choose for your feet, make sure that doesn't cause slippage. We don't want to fall today when we're transitioning up and down. I would also love for you to grab something to drink. Even though it's yoga, I think it's a good idea whenever we feel the need to hydrate that we go ahead and hydrate. Hydration is so important, especially moving into summer, that you make sure you're hydrating. So go ahead and have that. Remember, any point in time you can hit pause, you can start and stop. I also wanted to show you something real quick. We're not going to use these today. We're going to use a counted breath meditation at the end for relaxation. Part of your wellness, so health, when we do yoga, it falls under the health portion of wellness, but it can also fall under well-being. Think of stress relief. I have used with you guys before mantras, things that I repeat when I am trying to count my breaths. I don't use a Sanskrit or a traditional yoga mantra. I actually use a Latin phrase, which is pantare. It means everything flows. And if you ever get the chance to read The Re-Enchantment of Everyday Life by Thomas More, he was a former monk that then became a secular writer, but he writes on care of the soul, that sort of stuff. So he inspired me with this phrase, pantare, everything flows, and these are the beads that I use to count that. It's a blend of rosary beads, Islam prayer beads, and mala beads. But I wanted you guys to see those because I don't bring them to class a lot. How pretty those are. I have, I think, 98 beads on here, which isn't symbolic of anything, but each time I'm counting, it helps me remember where my breath is, just like you would use on prayer beads. So I used these today at the park. That's why I wanted to bring them up to you so you guys could see them. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to push my chair back. I would prefer you guys not to push your chairs around with your body. I just happen to have incredibly slick floors, and I need to get back so you can see my feet. All right, so come forward. Let's go ahead and put our feet on the floor. Glenda, if you're out there, make sure you have something under your feet, because you notice I'm having a little trouble with this chair too. Us under 5'4" people tend to need a little bit more space. All right, I want you to sit up tall. Let's roll our shoulders up, around, and back, palms forward. Belly is going to be up and in. So we are going to start with an overhead stretch and a seated crescent move, and then we're going to stand up and do those standing, and that's to increase our balance. So our seated overhead stretch is palms forward, mountain pose, press down through the ball of the big toe, and let's inhale those arms up. We're going to interlace our fingers, turn those palms up, and press up. Resist that urge to let your shoulders come up in your ears. Let's relax our shoulders down if we can, and don't worry about having super straight arms. Press up. Okay. And then we're going to bring those arms down, elbows out to the side like you're going to touch the top of your head. Inhale, press up. Exhale, bring it down. So let's add steady breath. That's your even inhale, your even exhale. So let's count 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Take it up and bring it down. All right, go ahead and release. bring that left hand down, our crescent stretch or a lateral stretch, we can call it in silver sneakers, making this crescent shape over. It's going to be more apparent when we stand. We're just going to stretch. Let's switch. Right hand down. Let's take left arm up and over. All right. Now let's add some flowing arms here. We're going to inhale and then exhale as we fold. We're not dropping the ear down. We're going to keep neck in line with the rest of the spine. Inhale, both arms can come up. Exhale, drop that right arm down and fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold. All right, so come up, just roll those shoulders for me. We're gonna stand. So I just want you to stand. We're not gonna go through a chair pose or anything. We're just gonna come up to standing right in front of your chair. That way you have your chair in case you need to sit down. So we're gonna take our feet hip width apart. Lift those toes up, spread them out a little, push down through the big toe ball, okay? Press down. Now press down the pinky ball of the ball of your foot on your pinky side. Press those both down at the same time. Let's try not to lock the knees out. And then we're gonna press that inner heel down and we're gonna press the outer heel down so that we're standing on what we call all four corners of our feet. You have a nice broad foot. And if you pull your toes back in, maybe the arch will lift just a little. Pull that belly up and in, tailbone a little bit down, and we're gonna come to a mountain pose. So palms forward, shoulders out of your ears, crown of the head reaches up. So that overhead stretch, we're gonna take our arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, you can't see mine, let me back up a little. Interlace your fingers, and then I want you to press up. Now we're gonna fold to the left. So it's an inhale, exhale, fold over to the left. So now I'm making this C shape, so I look like a nice crescent moon. Press through your feet, push that right hip over to the right and reach. Good job, guys. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands down towards your head, let your shoulders rest. We're gonna go to the other side. So inhale, press up. Exhale, push that hip to the left, fold. So this is your standing overhead stretch and standing crescent. And we'll come up. Go ahead, take your arms out, roll your shoulders. We're gonna move to a tightrope stance to challenge that balance. So go ahead, take your left foot and bring it down toe to heel. If this stance makes you too unbalanced, I just want you to take your foot over a little railroad stance. So with all asana, chair asana, standing asana, those are our poses. The very first thing that we do is start the alignment. So that's toe to heel, tightrope. But the second thing is probably the most important. We have to find a sense of balance. That alignment is easy to get after a while. We have to have the sense of balance because once we're balanced, we can expand in our pose and we can really get a big expression, and that's your expression of the pose. We're gonna do the same move we just did, an overhead press and a crescent from the stance. So inhale those arms big and wide out to the side, interlace your fingers and press up towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, we're gonna fold a little to the left. Try to stay on your tightrope. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the head. Inhale, press up. Exhale, fold over to the right. And we'll come back. We're gonna turn our hands, palms together, and press our hands down to prayer hands. Anjali Mudra, fingers towards the sky. Let's continue to press down. Can we bring our hands below our elbows just a little for a wrist stretch? We're gonna come back, lift those arms up, press your hands together, push down. Subtle movement, and up they come one more time. Press down, and bring your hands back to mountain. Let's step that right foot out in front of the left and find tightrope on the other side. So if you're like me, your weight is still on your back foot. I want you to move forward a little so that you find mountain pose. That's inner, outer corners of the front of your foot and the back of the foot. So I'm a little wiggly, and that's normal. Find mountain pose. Okay, and let's start to inhale our arms up. We're gonna do almost the exact same thing. Interlace your fingers, press your palms up towards the sky. Deep inhale, exhale. Let's fold a little to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to head. And press. And we're going to fold. And up we come. Now turn your hands. We're going to bring these down, Anjali Mudra, and we're going to do a little change. Now, if this is not good on your wrist, then I want you just to repeat what we did, which is pressing down. I'm going to come to reverse Anjali Mudra, so I'm going to rotate and bring my hands down towards the ground. And now I'm going to lift, not shoulders. I'm going to try to lift my wrist, feel that deep wrist stretch, and then take hands down. Inhale, pull up till you feel a wrist stretch. Soften your shoulders. I know this one's tough. And take it down. One more time. Bring it up. And release down. All right. Can we bring our feet back to mountain? Now, if you would like to go ahead and sit back in your chair, you can. Just gonna work our hands just a little more. Let's go ahead and take those arms out in front, and I'd like us to start to draw some circles one way. We're going to draw circles the opposite way, and reverse, and reverse. Now go ahead, turn that left hand over, just a little press back with your right hand, little press down. Little press out, little press down. Go ahead, give those guys a shake. All right, so now more of a moving crescent stretch. We did this yesterday in, I believe, our live class, but we're gonna do it here. So we're calling our crescent stretch this side to side motion. So go ahead and just make the side to side motion. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to add something to help us balance, and that is going to be a bent leg. So this time, as you come to the left, can you come up onto your left toes and fold? Take that left hand behind you if you can. Inhale up. We're going to change feet and fold. So you're trying to see if you can be on your toes for that little moment of time as you go back and forth. We'll do one more each side. Good job, guys. All right, shake it out. Let's grab our chairs or walk back to where our chairs are. So we are going to do a lunge on each side, and that lunge is going to help to warm us up for a standing pigeon stretch. which we will also do in the chair. So lunge, chair, stand. Got it? You don't have to walk back and forth to either side of the chair. Find one side. It's going to be a tiny lunge. When you step back for your lunge, remember that your alignment point is this to save your knees. Your knee in the front needs to be over your ankle. You don't want to have this knee. We can do this as an exercise, especially helps us go upstairs, but we're not doing that today. We want our lunge to be here. Okay, and it doesn't matter how far you go back. We're going to start with the inside leg. So for me, that means my right leg is on the outside. It's going to be my front leg. And I'm going to step back with that left leg. I want to touch my toes on the ground. I'm going to come up tall. And then I'm going to bend that front knee, maybe bend my back knee, so that I am in lunge. I'm going to take one arm up, warrior one. And if the balance is there, I'm going to take my other arm up. We're going to pull the shoulders out of the ears, rotate our palms towards each other, and let's just take a few breaths. So I'm looking for a warming sensation in my legs. I'm going to try to dip down until I feel that warming sensation. If you feel off balance, please turn your back heel in and put it on the ground. Let's take 3 steady breaths now. So inhale. It's a great place to use that mantra statement. So I would inhale Panta, exhale Ray, or whatever you use. 2, 1. All right, hand for safety. Bring your hand to your hip and hop up. Let's do the other side. We're going to step back. So I've leaned forward a little, checking my knee over my ankle, and then I'm going to drop tailbone, lift chest to the sky. Make sure everything is nice and balanced, alignment is good. Can I now start to expand and express my pose? Remember, if your arms are tired here, goddess arms is great, or even bringing those arms down to mountain. Okay, if your balance feels really good, you have this option of moving through arm shapes, especially with that breath. And inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. One more. Hands to chair, hop it up. Go ahead and shake your legs out. All right, so coming to a seated pigeon. We're going to do seated pigeon with fold, and then we're going to do a standing pigeon, which is a nice pose, but can be intense. So you're going to choose, this is like a buffet, you're going to choose what feels good for you. Anything to do with hip precautions, we're going to be very conservative and perhaps cross the ankle instead of opening the hip. Let's start with left leg and just pull it up towards your chest. And see if you can take that right hand and help your leg across. So sometimes we call this a gentleman's seat. You've crossed your ankle at your knee. The foot is flexed to protect this knee. And we'll simply sit. I have left hand right at my left knee. I'm not pushing down, but I'm definitely letting the heaviness help. Sit up as tall as you can. If this is easy breezy, then what I want you to do is keep that chest up and see if you can lean forward, reach out through your spine and the crown of the head, and to really press down here. And when I say press down, I'm not meaning with my hands. Energetically, I'm pressing those hip bones forward, my belly forward, and I start to feel that stretch on the outside of my left leg from my knee all the way down to my hip. You can also extend your arms out, and if you're really going for it today and you really feel good, I am going to take my right leg and slide it forward just a little, and I'm going to bring this down to a more of a forward fold. Okay, so that is your biggest expression here. Find some place that feels good, stay there, and see if you can come back to your statement, your breath. You want to be at a place of ease. We have one more breath. And come up. So let's go ahead and pull that knee up. Draw a couple of circles one way. Roll back the opposite way. And go ahead and put your foot down. So let's move to the right side. Pull your knee up. You're staying upright. We're going to go ahead and see if we can move it over. Remember the option to cross that ankle. Find that place for your hands to sit. Stay tall. We'll always start with the breath in this big, I hate to say starter or beginning position. That's really not accurate. This expression is what we would call it, this more upright expression. It's a little bit more gentler, a way to move into this next variation, which starts with the sliding of the leg and the pressing forward. Keep that leg on top, keep that foot bent to protect this knee. So you're looking for sensation in your leg, but no pain, okay? Yoga is a no pain area. Pain is not something that we want to push through. It's a warning that we want to pull out. Completely the opposite of what you would think. Gonna come up, release, and let's start to go ahead and draw some circles one way. And let's repeat the opposite way. Now let's go ahead, before we come back up, and let's review cat-cow, because I want us to do cat-cow on the chair. So our cat-cow, we'll do the movement first, then add breath. Feet are hip distance apart, hand on thighs. Belly comes towards me, forward. Shoulders pinch back, and eyes go up. Chin might raise an inch. Think of a saggy cow belly. Now, press your hands into your thighs. Pull your belly button back, and you're going to arch into this cat. This is going to make so much more sense when we stand up. Inhale, come to cow, pull shoulders back. Exhale into that cat stretch. All right, so sit up, arms forward, option to come through chair as you stand, or make it your way to standing, whatever's good with you. All right, so here we go. This is the fun part. I'm gonna turn my chair. I would, if you need to watch what I'm doing, watch me pause and then do it. Don't be trying to move your chairs around. So I am gonna turn my chair. And this is called standing chair pigeon. So what is gonna happen is I'm gonna start with my left leg that's away from you, so you can see what happens with my foot. And I'm going to start to lift it up. Now, I can bring my knee onto the chair and just lean forward. Okay, step one. Okay, or I can start to lift that foot up to the chair. Stage two. And then I'm gonna heel toe my foot over. Because what I wanna do is bring my knee down, and I'm gonna lean forward, and then I'm stretching my leg back. Okay, so what's happening is I'm getting a stretch in the back of the leg and my calf, but I'm also getting that same stretch in my hip, and it's assisting my balance. This is gonna feel easier. I can use my fingertips to press up and away and get a deeper stretch. Now, to get out of this safely, I'm gonna pull my knee back, hop that back foot up, and switch sides. Okay, so first, just bring your knee to your chair. Other leg, if this is fine, maybe you can bring your foot up. Okay, so these are all poses in and of themselves. This is particularly good if you have to use stairs. Heel toe your foot over. I'm gonna drop my leg down, hands to my chair, and watch. I'm just gonna slide my foot back a little. Lift that chest up, get that stretch in the back of the leg. Okay? Now we've got to be safe. So I'm going to bring my foot up a little. I'm going to go ahead and turn that knee around, release, and come down. All right. So now cat-cow and a little bit of hand strengthening. So I'm going to back up a little. Feet are going to be hip distance apart. Please remember, if there's issues with the eyes or any other reason that your head should not drop below your heart, you're going to stay super tall and make sure that doesn't happen. We inhale, arms up, and we're going to bring our hands down to the chair. Flat hands to start. Notice my head is not dropped. I'm not in a down dog. If you want to build that hand strength, we're up on our fingertips. Okay, and you can just let your shoulders press into that chair. I'm looking at you, but I want you to look at your chair. So I'm going to start with the cat-cow. I'm going to go ahead and put my hands down. Inhale, soften the belly and bend my knees, and I'm going to look up just a little. Exhale, I'm going to arch like a cat. So I'm going to start to pull my spine up and tuck my chin back. There's your movement. Inhale, knees bent. Right into that cow shape. Now doesn't it look like a saggy belly cow? Exhale into cat. I have a peanut gallery laughing at me when I say saggy belly cow, but that's what it looks like. Drop it down, look up. Oh my dears, I can't wait to have my own room next week. Arch into cat. And one more time. All the way down. So this is a great thing to do in the morning time to help wake the spine up. All right. Coming back to flat back. Back to those hands. Hand strengthening. We're going to go up onto TP fingers. Up onto TP fingers, and we're just going to let our shoulders get heavy, and we're pulling those fingers together to help create that arch. And this is just one way to build the fine motor. Okay, we're going to take a twist and then we'll be done. So go ahead, come back down, flat hands. I'm going to leave my left hand down and take my right arm up as I turn towards you guys. So I'm not going straight up like this. I'm just lifting it to where I start to get a stretch. This is an option to keep the hand on the hip and just pull the shoulder back. We'll come down. And I'm going to go to the other side. Inhale, get long. Exhale, take it all the way up. Hands ahead, roll the shoulder. And bring it down. All right, so I'm gonna walk my feet up, knees stay bent, and I'm gonna lift myself up to standing and give everything a shake. We're done. So come on, down to your chairs, however you'd like to sit. We're gonna finish this with one more gentle twist. So we're gonna take our right hand to our left outer thigh, left hand behind us, inhale, get tall. Exhale, start to rotate. And come back to center. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, start to rotate. And back to center. All right, guys, give your hands a shake. And let's find Anjali Mudra. Let's find that at heart center. So thumbs right at your breastbone, fingertips up, each finger pressing into its twin. Okay, it doesn't matter if your hands are in line with your shoulders. We're going to take a deep inhale, long exhale together. So take a deep inhale in, nice long exhale out. We'll take a little bow to ourselves and to each other for the gift of shared practice. Thank you very much. All right, we're done. Almost to the end of the week. Tomorrow we will have some silver sneak I'm sorry, tomorrow's yoga. Friday we'll have Silver Sneakers Flex, and then we'll start all over again next week. I hope to see you tomorrow. You guys have a great Thursday, and see you soon. Bye.